Hello again, my fellow AI creators. You now know your target audience better than 99% of AI affiliates and what roles they fill. It's time to dive into my favorite part of the game, social media content. The kind that'll stop their scroll, grab their attention, and hook their curiosity. In this elite video, we're breaking down the content preferences and habits of each group within the AI enthusiast demographic. Everything from visual and audio styles to messaging tones and preferred platforms. Whether they're casual TikTok scrollers, LinkedIn power users, or podcast lovers, I've got you covered with tips to keep your content resonating, audience growing, and affiliates converting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at our final stretch, and maybe not everybody is a content creator. Many of you are simply word of mouth marketers, and that is the absolute best method of marketing. We just like to bring a few of those people with us with some content and attraction marketing, but of course we're going to find them all on social media. But before we finish things up here, let me go ahead and applaud you. I said in the beginning that this is in fact for the elite affiliates, for the team leaders, the ones that want to have that microscopic view into our audience. Why? Because just like a doctor trying to heal a patient, we are solution providers seeking out those who need our solution the most. So I applaud you. I applaud you for going this far and even going further into looking at the content specifics for creators, including some effective call to actions there at the end. So let's go ahead and finish this off. And don't forget, when it's all said and done, you're going to be able to step away and maybe just play this 2 or 3 times again down the road in a couple of days, maybe once a week. That way you can go back and visualize these people, these friends, people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different ages, different groups. You could picture these friends, family members, these coworkers. Put a face to them, because these are the people that are seeking the solutions that you offer. All right. Now, there's lots of friends that have faces just like those very important people in our lives, but we don't know what their face looks like yet. So what can we learn? We can learn about their hobbies, their habits, their motives, their lifestyle, from their education, their income, their family status. There's lots we can learn about these individuals. And as you can see, a lot of things, signs just right out in the open that point directly to them and say, hey, I'm the person you've been looking for. I am that tech-savvy millennial Gen Z. I am that business owner in a tech-driven industry, or a fellow affiliate marketer. I'm the one you're looking for. I have a problem. I am trying to learn everything about this AI. It's everywhere. Everyone's using it. Everybody's profiting off of it and bettering their lives or getting a better quality of life. I need to learn. I need to know, where can I find a tool, any tool? How about the best tool to be able to integrate you into this new technological world that we find ourselves in the AI world. That's right, we are the AI generation, and we are getting a better look at who needs this tool if we ourselves are not the prime example. We are one of those groups, the affiliate marketers, and we're going to use this to give us the things we dream of. Okay, here we go. When creating content, it is important to identify the different variables of our audiences and the different formats of content they are most receptive of. This will be a breakdown of the particular variations we will be making based on our 3 separate groups and their demographic information. These will be the categories of different variables that we'll initially focus on for each of our 3 target audiences and their specific groups. All right. Now, this will help us to be able to identify our initial audiences. Of course, down the road, we're going to start getting into actually evaluating the insights and how our content performs. We're going to be looking at our KPIs, our key performance indicators, and of course, acknowledging our vanity metrics, those likes, those shares that don't necessarily lead to an income. We like to look at them. They boost our morale. They boost our ego when we see those numbers getting ever bigger, but they don't translate into dollars. All right, we'll learn more about in the future. But right now, let's just look at the content and what different variables that we see in media that are going to affect our target market. We have video, right? And we know that live video is, of course, the most discoverable type of content on social media. Live video, all right? But now we have different demographics. Remember, we have some people that like fast videos, some people like slower videos, some people that like fast-paced, quick transitions, some people that like just a nice long cut set of information so they stay focused and they can receive everything that they're supposed to get. All right. Our transitions of scenes, are they going to be quick cuts? Are they going to be nice gradient changes? Or again, that long one shot. All right. And what types of people and visuals are we going to have? Are we going to have me just speaking to my audience? Are we going to have a faceless video where it consists of a lot of B-roll footage and stuff? Are we going to have people in our visuals? Are we going to have a lot of words? Are we going to have symbols and emblems? What kind of things like that resonate in videos? And we have imagery also. We don't just want to make videos. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to be able to have an image that can resonate, right? We have resonating imagery, different for different demographics and generations. We have generationally relevant, all right? Pop culture for me is going to be different from pop culture from granddad, which is going to be pop culture different from granddaughters, right? So we have our generationally relevant and also different colors, all right? The younger demographics, they like neon. How I like to put it, they like colors that scream at you, right? That neon stuff, that bright, the stuff that's loud, those loud colors. We get a little bit older, we get a little bit more professional, a little bit more reserved. All right, we prefer something a little easier on the eyes. We like pastels, we like earth tones, right? We even mute colors, the blacks and the whites and the soft colors, right? It's a little easier on the eyes, or a little bit not as loud when it comes to colors, right? Now text, there's lots we're going to do with text. Fonts, text size, older demographics, bigger text, all right? Younger demographic, it can be more modern, it can be more slang, more graffiti-esque, where younger demographics, younger eyes are more accustomed to that kind of font. It's what they see in our social media, even in their entertainment, right? Older demographics, a nice Times Roman, easy to see, big font, big text size. It's going to be really easy to understand. So you can see the difference there. And also the complexity of verbiage. We're not going to be using a lot of newer slang, with an older demographic. Vice versa, we're probably not going to be using terminology that a younger demographic wouldn't necessarily understand. All right, drop on down to audio. What are we going to be hearing? And audio does play a big part when it comes to marketing. Anybody that runs podcasts or does ebooks, any kind of audio training, what I hope many of you are listening to on replay right now. You've already came, you watched it, you got to see all the words on the screen, and now you get to play it in the background while you're taking care of a few chores and just really embedding this information, programming your mind to be able to focus and see and identify out of a crowd your target demographics. All right. Complexity of verbiage, of course. We got generationally relevant speech patterns, older demographics. We may pace ourselves a little more. We maybe speak a little slower, a little more thoroughly, all right? Our vernacular might be a little bit more complex. But man, when we talk to that young generation, man, we might be kicking it out and keeping it all the way real. No cap. And using slang and verbiage that's more resonating with that younger demographic, right? Also with our audio, why not have a little bit of ambient music? I even like throwing a sound effect in there just to kind of twist it up a little bit and keep it interesting. And of course, our location of our content, our social media outlets utilized by our target demographic. As we've seen earlier in the video, there are a lot of different platforms from Reddit all the way to GitHub, and then you have YouTube, you have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You have lots of different platforms, lots of different media outlets where you can receive lots of different formats of content. So it's going to be different between different demographics and different generations. Let's look a little bit closer to that. Now, let's jump into our content specifics for each target demographic. We're going to get deep. Just a quick recap. Our target audience, number one, tech-savvy millennials and Gen Z. We know them, we love them, we're related to them, we're friends with them. Key demographic data. Let's go ahead and look at just a quick oversight of those four main factors. Age group, 18 to 35. But remember, there's millennials and Gen Z that are older and younger. Either they're deeper into the market, maybe they're a little older and less custom technology, or they're younger and they're going to be entering the job market, the buyer's market here in the few years to come. But just so you know, that generation right there, 18 to 35. Occupations, most often, young professionals, early career developers, creators, and freelancers. Not everybody wants to go fill out a job application, especially this young demographic that is connected to everyone through social media and finding ever more ways to tune into that Internet of Things and integrate different functionalities through social media through these AI virtual assistants like the amazing one here provided by askROI. Average income monthly, 3,000 to 5,000, and frequent sites again, Reddit. We like to read just like Medium, GitHub. We like trying new things, getting our video on YouTube, and of course that instant gratification content, that quick switch, Instagram and TikTok. All right, those are our groups. Picture our friends, our family member, nieces, nephews, children, neighbors in that 18 to 35 age range. Picture them, what they're trying to do with their careers, the kind of money they're living off of, and where they gather most of their information. Think about that, all right? Now, our demographics, focused content specifics. Now, our video, all right, they prefer younger demographic, faster pace, more energetic, especially in the editing. They can handle those quick cuts, quick switches, all right? They're glued to it. Transitions, quick cuts, flashy effects, and transitions. I'm sure you've seen many transition effects that have sparkly lights or maybe even a lens flare integrated into it. Just that extra bit of pop when it comes to those visuals, all right? And speaking of visuals, vibrant colors, modern graphics, and trendy visuals. Anybody ever heard of a meme? All right, there's meme imagery, there's meme videos, there's meme audio, sounds and effects, and the such. So of course, why not tap into the trends since they're automatically programmed in this demographic's mind? They have eyes for it, they're looking for it, they see it and they recognize it and they gravitate toward it. Now these people are young, diverse individuals using technology in innovative ways. They're not just a chatbot that you speak with. All right, they can, check the email, summarize what's in there, look for that important one they've been waiting for from the college or from that boss about that raise. They're able to set their calendars, take care of appointments, and get an update tied in with their alarm. It goes off in the morning to wake them up. It goes ahead and tells them what the current local news is, what the weather is going to be, what kind of messages they may have awaiting them to get the day started. They are integrating in with this technology and is becoming a part of them. And they want to learn new ways to use this technology in innovative ways. The imagery that resonates with them is tech gadgets, futuristic landscapes, and pop culture references. Who don't like a little bit of pop culture? Especially that older end of our demographic, those 30 to 35-year-olds. We love the callbacks to the 90s, do we not? We love seeing those cartoons that we used to pull up with a bowl of Lucky Charms too. That stuff grabs our attention. Not only that, it gives us a warm, fuzzy feeling of our childhood, our innocence, when there were no troubles in the world. Our subconscious remembers that, and you can pull those feelings, you can evoke those feelings clean out of these people just by a nice little touch of nostalgia. All right, keep that in mind, guys. Now we also have our generationally relevant. This is the group of memes, those 18 to 35-year-olds memes, gifs, emojis. Grew up with it, hardly remember a world without it, right? Colors are bright, bold colors like neon green, electric blue, and vibrant pinks. When I say that younger demographic, we like colors that scream at us. We want our attention grabbed. The brighter, the bolder, the better, okay? Tones and gradients, of course, dynamic gradients, bold color, and contrast, all right? Contrast is when you have black on white. One stands out really, really well against another. So that's where our contrast is going to be. Nothing is too muted, nothing too easy on the eyes. We want something that grabs attention like a fish hook, okay? Our fonts, let's go modern with it. Let's try some new fonts, all right? You can find lots of fonts you can download for free, whether you're on a Mac or a PC. But sans serif fonts like Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif Google fonts. Again, they're Google. You can download them on most devices, right? Text size for this younger demographic, of course, we can go large with it. As in advertisements, you'll probably see a lot of text wanting to be used larger, especially since we're viewing most of our content on what? Our mobile device. So generally, we're going to want most of our text to be large, but easy to read text, of course. Verbiage, simple, concise language with a casual tone. They're used to content where they're being spoke to by friends and family. They just want somebody to pal it up with them, not a text manual read to them, not some kind of medical or legal document. They just want to kind of pal it up and have content delivered to them like a friendly conversation. Also, speech patterns. This younger demographic is very used to slang, colloquialisms, and pop culture references. Those colloquialisms are those sayings like there's more than one way to skin a cat. Probably not the best saying, but for an example, for my older demographic, we're used to that saying, or that's cap. For that younger demographic that wants to say that's a lie, that's not true, that's cap. That's the slang, that's the colloquialisms we're talking about. You want to talk to a demographic? Hey man, Google and AI can break down a whole lot of this new slang that you may not be so familiar with for your content. Whether or not you sound natural saying it in your content, that's another story, right? But we'll get into communication, delivery, and public speaking somewhere down the road, all right? Our music, our ambient background music, upbeat, energetic music with modern electronic vibe. You know, hip-hop is still quite popular. Anybody that knows Mr. Therapy might know. I know a little bit about hip-hop also. All right, social media outlets for our locations, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and Reddits. Let us not forget that as of the 2024 YouTube update, that people that do dual platform content, that means not just long form, which is a minute or longer, but also those shorts, those 16:9 ratio, and specifically for mobile devices that are generally 1 minute or shorter. On some platforms like TikTok, you can get it up to 1.5 minutes, 3 minutes, but usually that's after using it for quite some time. But that's the difference. You have long form, that's regular 3:4. You have short form, 16:9 ratio, right? YouTube said the ones that do both are the ones that are going to be discovered the most. So if you're just used to making long form or just used to making shorts, reels, mobile device content in short form, then you're going to have to learn to start switching it up and doing both formats of content. People that know me know that I have hundreds and hundreds of hours of long form content on multiple different platforms, different ones for different companies and different brands. This year, I finally had to knuckle down and say, well, it looks like I'm going to be making some shorts. So I had to step out of my comfort zone and start making a format of content I'm not so used to, mainly because it's hard for me to pack everything I want to say down into a 1 minute piece of media. I'm a talker. But hey, that's what we got to do if we want the most discoverability. And as affiliate marketers, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to learn to make new content, learn to reach new audiences, speak their language, and meet them on their level. I promise they'll come back with you because they want what you got. A everyday VA, a solution they'll be able to use day and night, personal and professional living. All right. Now, our second target audience, business owners in tech-driven industries. Now, let's look at our key demographic data. All right. Our top 4 information, our friends, our neighbors, our family members that are in the age range of 30 to 50. They're business owners. They're founders, C-level executives in tech industries. And these could be startups. These could be mid-level. They could be huge, all right? They might be in a lot of different areas in their career path. But average income between $10,000 and $30,000 monthly. And frequent sites, of course, the Facebook of billionaires, that LinkedIn, TechCrunch, Crunchbase, Bloomberg, HubSpot, and industry-specific forums. Let's look at what really resonates with them. Starting with video. What speed do they like? A moderate pace with professional editing. They don't like a lot of ums and ahs in there. They want to know that the person that they are listening to, that they're learning from, has authority. They're well acquainted in whatever information that they're provided, and generally that they're substantiated, that they're well known, and that they're trusted, and generally reference material that they're providing. Something with some ground, something with supporting information to back it. Transitions, smooth transitions, clean cuts. Generally, this demographic is there to receive information to improve their situation, right? So that it's not so much as entertainment. We're receiving information as a means to an end. We're trying to build on our intellectual lexicon that's going to help us in day-to-day and professional life. Visuals, high quality visuals. We like the 2K to 4K. Also, videos of business professionals. That's something that we're going to see in our videos. Lasting impressions. And the first impression is the one that lasts the most. So what do you think when you see a gentleman or a young lady in a suit, wearing a tie, nice outfit, well presented? This is what makes you take them a little bit more serious and gives a bit more authority, okay? Also, people that we're going to see in our videos, successful business leaders, entrepreneurs, and industry experts. Again, it's not about saying something that people like to hear. It's about giving the right information. I don't care if you don't like what I say, as long as what I'm saying is accurate, as long as I'm right. Being liked doesn't always get you where you need to be. You need to be accurate. Now, the imagery that we're going to be using, of course, resonates. Sleek, modern office environments, data visualizations, infographics. I like using a lot of blacks, a lot of whites, and I like to trim it with a little bit of gold. That class makes me feel good, and it calls out to the professionals, those sweet professionals, top of their line, that I am trying to resonate my content with. So not so much of the vibrant, super duper colorful, more professional. as you can see. All right. Also, our generationally relevant information for those 30 to 50-year-old professionals we're reaching out to. Professional attire, clean and organized setting. Colors, neutral colors, black, white, and gray. Tones and gradients, subtle gradients, muted tones. Right? We don't want a lot of information overload with our eyes. We just want information, the black and white, the written text, the information. We are data seekers. Okay. Our text, fonts. Clean, professional fonts like Times New Roman, Arial, and Helvetica. Again, you'll see that. That's what we're used to, familiar with. These are the kind of fonts that we would see in one of those ancient things we find in museums called newspapers. That's the kind of font we're familiar with. When the newspaper ended up on the end table, when Dad or Granddad was done doing his crossword all those years ago, our eyes got really attuned to that Times New Roman font, didn't we? Now, our text, as always, clear and legible text. Doesn't even need to be that big. Why not? Why? Because this group of individuals is going to be looking a little closer and a little harder than most other demographics. If we're looking for it, it's for a darn good reason. We want to make sure that before we even get to this point, that we have something that absolutely intrigues us, utilitarian, and something that's going to be competitive, definitely beneficial. We don't want to invest money into buying a second, a third version. We want to know we got the best starting out. So you don't have to have the biggest font in the world. It just needs to be clear and legible. This group of people will look a little bit closer to make sure they take in all the information. Also, formal language, professional. Not as much slang, not as much profanities. You definitely want to speak as a professional to gain the interest and the attention of these professionals. Clear and concise explanations. Again, the ums, the ahs might not be the best at attracting this demographic. Verbiage, clear, articulate delivery with a professional tone. It takes practice, takes trial and error. We all get there if we put forth effort. Speech patterns, formal language, avoiding slang and colloquialisms. Again, basically we want to speak plain, speak almost as if we were sitting in the office, across the desk from a fellow colleague, and just having a conversation a little bit higher in intellect and college level reading when we speak with these individuals. But, background music, uplifting, inspiring, with a corporate feel. If you create content, you look for that royalty-free content, you will see corporate as a category of background music for these kinds of presentations and content. So go for that corporate feel, that black and white suit and tie feel. All right, locations, where are we at? This is an older demographic. So where we're going to be at? Twitter, where we get bits and information to keep us updated. YouTube, biggest video platform on earth. And of course, LinkedIn, my favorite, the Facebook of billionaires. Lastly, our last big group of AI enthusiasts are social media and affiliate marketers. Key demographic data, age range between 25 and 45. Big old group, freelancers and entrepreneurs, digital marketers, which an average monthly income that varies. Again, many of us working on a commission base, while others are selling in leading affiliate marketing agencies. So big variety of income there, and frequent sites, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Lots of different formats of content to reach our audience with. We're going to cover a different plethora of different ones. All right. Now let's jump on into our demographic focus content specifics, starting with, again, video, speed, moderate pace, engaging edits. Again, with this demographic, some are younger, some are older, but we don't want to get too boring. Like I said at the beginning of this video, after 15, 20 minutes of receiving that information, your attention span is going to get harder and harder to keep receiving information. My voice is going to get all monotone too. You're going to tune me out, and you're going to be looking at birds flying around outside the window, and you're going to forget the last 3 paragraphs I said. It's just how the brain works. I don't take it personally. All I say is expect it and have a contingency for it. Pause that video every once in a while, get up, walk around, take a break, and then come on back with fresh eyes and a fresh attention span. You'll see how much more you're able to retain. So this demographic, we are looking to make money with this content. We are the social media and affiliate marketers. So we're going to pay special attention when it comes to the kind of content that we are consuming, especially when it comes to AI categories, AI enthusiast interests. All right. And when it comes to making money, this is one of the biggest interests for us above all. Transitions, smooth transitions that are creative effects. And nothing impresses us more when we're content creators than when we see a little spark of genius in other content creators' content. It gets us going, it motivates us, makes us want to try some new things. So those creative effects really grab our attention. Visuals, a mix of professional and casual visuals, including screen recordings, live streams, and lifestyle shots. All right, now go ahead and speak in a future video. You're going to be seeing a few of the different ideas for content that I'm going to be making that resonates specifically for askROI consumers and affiliates. And you're going to see I'm going to be using a variety, not just a video with the transitions, the cool backgrounds, the music, and the floating text, but some are going to be more casual shorts that I'm going to be doing. Just me in my phone talking for a solid minute, giving you a great tip and posting it with a good SEO description. All right. Some are going to be more formal. Some are going to be more casual. Different formats for different occasions and different audiences. And of course, our social media and affiliate marketers, we appreciate that mix of content information. It's very appealing to us because we ourselves are looking for a good variety of different contents that we are going to be able to use ourselves to drive traffic and grab our target consumers' attention. People, we love influencers, bloggers, and digital marketers. Why? Because we're influencers, bloggers, and digital marketers. They grab our attention. So it's good to use those as a visual as well. Imagery, resonating imagery. We got laptop computers, smartphones, and other digital devices. Because why? Because to us, those are cash registers. I tell my friends and affiliates all the time, always make sure you take care of your cash register. That's what this is. It's an ATM. You can run your business off of your mobile device. You can create content, post it. You can speak with potential clients, affiliates, even returning customers. You can speak with them, and that makes you an income, makes you money. You pull money out of that just like a cash register. So using that kind of tech and associating it with your business, that's going to resonate with this group. Absolutely. Generationally relevant, casual attire, trendy backgrounds, right? This is a group of people that want to live by their own regard. They want to live by their own tune. They want to work when they want to work, how they want to work, with people they want to work in an industry that's appealing to them. We want it our way. That's why we are the entrepreneurs. That's why we're pursuing working from home from a mobile device and in an industry with products and services that we personally use, that we like and enjoy and want to share with other like-minded individuals. So that casual attire, just being kick back and relaxed, well, that's the vision, right? Working from home in your everyday garb and still making an income. That's pretty casual. You'd be wearing casual clothes doing that. So this group is going to resonate with that, as well as a trendy background. You know, put your favorite movie up there. There's lots of different ways to provide backgrounds. You can look at your competitors that make similar content that you want to make. Look at the kind of backgrounds that they have. All right, that's going to give you some ideas. Colors. Bright, eye-catching colors like orange, yellow, blue. We like things that grab attention because we are the affiliate social media marketers. We want to grab attention. So we are looking for what we want to produce. We're looking for the people like us. We like that eye-catching stuff because we want to be eye-catching ourselves. Same with our vibrant gradients and bold color combinations in those different tones and contrasts. All right. Our fonts, let's go modern. We like dealing with the younger demographic, a newer group of people. We're in that 25 to 45 range. So this is a young man's world. Even if you are I'll be 41 soon. Even though I'm at the later end of that group of those affiliate marketers and such, hey man, I see that this technology, this AI, this is a young man, a young woman's game. So I'm absolutely going to be engaging with people somewhat to substantially younger than I myself. So modern sans serif fonts like Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif Google fonts are going to work great, not just for those midterm fonts, those middle age or upper age fonts, but you can even sneak in some newer stuff for that younger demographic that's coming up, right? Text size, clear and legible. Doesn't necessarily have to be big. Again, why? Because these are the people trying to consume that information. They're a little bit younger demographic, so the peepers are still working fairly good, but also they are consuming information because they are motivated for an income stream. So these are the people that are going to pull that mobile device a little bit closer so they read every word clearly. Doesn't have to be big as long as it's clear and legible text. Now let's look at our verbiage, our conversational tone. Basically, we just want to have a conversation conversation. These are the groups of people like us. We want to work from home, work from our mobile device. We just like to have a conversation, right? We can use that industry jargon. We can use the slang. It's very appropriate. We feel significant. We get to set ourselves apart that we are in a very particular industry, and we pride ourselves in being integrated and being well knowledgeable about it. So when we're talking to similar people, those extra social media and affiliates, since we're going to be meeting many of them to bring them into the askROI family, it's cool to just have a good casual conversation, and go ahead and feel free to use that jargon. Our audio verbiage, again, energetic and engaging delivery. We want to talk with other people like us, people that are excited about being in this industry and doing this kind of work, being a solution provider above all, right? We also want to feel free to use those speech patterns, the casual language, slang, and colloquialisms. Our music could be upbeat, catchy music with modern pop vibe. Again, don't be too afraid of that hip hop, ever so popular. And of course, our locations, social media outlets are going to be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. We're affiliate marketers, guys. We are solution providers, and we cover all platforms, all formats of media. We want to be able to get full coverage, whether it's email marketing, whether we're making ads on social media, or what the case may be. Blog it up, vlog it up. We hit all corners. So you're going to find us everywhere, all right? Next level, right? You've now got the blueprint for content that connects in a community to build. You're equipped to craft videos, posts, and campaigns that speak directly to people just like us, AI enthusiasts. In our next and final elite video training, we'll shift focus to actionable strategies for boosting conversions and optimizing your affiliate marketing campaigns. We'll cover pro tips and outline your next steps for becoming a value powerhouse and dominating the AI affiliate space. As always, my friends, remember, you can come back to this training anytime. So here we go. Time to finish strong.